Welcome back to our conversation with Jim Rooney, President and CEO of the Greater Boston Chamber of Commerce, talking about the local economy and other related topics. And Jim, last week the House unveiled its new budget proposal, a record $50 billion in spending, but without Governor Baker's proposed $700 million tax cut package. Speaker Ron Mariano suggested they may wind up cherry-picking some of those cuts later on, like the break for renters, but they really seem uninterested in the capital gains tax cut the governor's proposing. Does that matter to you in the chamber?
It does. We supported all of them. And John, just as an observation, it just seems like, you know, this is stereotypical party behavior. You've got the Republican Party proposing tax cuts and, you know, the Democratic Party saying not too fast, we have ways to spend that money. And that's what came out in the budget. Renters, there were tax cuts for elderly, very precision tax cuts. These weren't across the board. It was families with children. It was, you just say capital gains, but capital gains on if you sell your home. Right now, the taxes go up if it's over $1 million. Real estate prices have gone up, so we have to raise that cap. So we think that they should revisit those. If you look at the financial status of the Commonwealth, record unexpected revenues last year and this year already. A lot of federal funding in the Commonwealth, both ARPA funds and now $9 billion in transportation money. There's money up there. The rainy day fund is at an all-time high.
Right.
And it's going to go even higher. I think giving consumers in this very precise, targeted way was the right proposal by the governor, and we're disappointed and hope that the Speaker does consider them going forward.
Well, if that flops and the voters approve the so-called millionaires tax in the fall, what's your level of concern about the old Taxachusetts label making a big comeback?
I'm very concerned because you see a lot around the country. You talked earlier about workers being able to work in different places. There's a lot of that going on because people judge where do they want to be. Companies are much more mobile as well. The number one state for inbound business relocations is Texas. Now, I'm not passing judgment on their social agenda, but their business agenda is very friendly, and businesses are moving to those states. So there's state competition, and we worry about tax policies that, you know, continue to put that straw on the camel's back as it relates to individuals and businesses.
We have a new mayor here in Boston. She's been in office for a while now. Do you find her to be as pro-business as Mayor Walsh was?
Well, Mayor Walsh, when he first came into office, was labeled the labor guy. And what happened over time was we found our common ground, which was jobs. Marty Walsh was all about creating jobs and putting people to work. That was the place that we could find our common ground. I think over time something similar will happen with the business community in Mayor Wu. Mayor Wu is very focused on much more an inclusive and more social agenda right now, but she needs a strong economy, strong participation of the business community. Back to jobs, one of the economic 101 lessons of the pandemic is it's the business community that creates jobs. It's not government.
Well, how about Attorney General Maura Healey? Do you see her as pro-business as Governor Baker was?
Well, we've worked with the Attorney General on several issues. We worked with the Attorney General on women's pay issues, on a number of issues. We have a good line of communication. She gets it that communication is important.
So no panic in the business community these days?
No panic. We understand that there'll be a difference between working with Charlie Baker and Marty Walsh, working with someone like Maura Healey and Michelle Wu. We get that. But communication, dialogue, and understanding common interests is the key.
Jim Rooney, President, CEO, Greater Boston Chamber of Commerce. Thanks.
Thanks, John.
Good to see you.
You too.